what if we had the ability to eliminate the inhibitors in your life? If we could eliminate all the inhibitors, wouldn't that be great?
Be in jail.
What do we do now? Be a what?
I'll be in jail.
Legally.
Oh,
because that creates another inhibitor, I believe. A strong steel inhibitor. So you're still not moving along the path, but that's a great thought, because we have to think of the result of our choices. This will promote forward movement for me. But are you forward enough thinking, or are you short-term thinking? We base that on your track record. So let's take a look at the choices you've made and how they fared. You know how Dr. Phil, how's that working out for you? Is it time to maybe consider another choice? Tony Robbins has one. You keep trying something new until it works. If it doesn't work, then you try something new again. You keep going until something works. You don't stop. You keep moving forward, and you don't let yourself be continually inhibited, because you'll be challenged, you know. So chances are you can't eliminate all the inhibitors in your life. But I bet when we look at them, you'll probably be able to eliminate maybe one. But if you could eliminate one inhibitor to your forward progression, wouldn't that be worth it? But what if you didn't have to necessarily eliminate all those inhibitors? What if you could minimize their impact? As an example, you know, with my hand here, I'm trying to, there. I want to see if, it's good. But as you can see, that's a pretty hefty inhibitor. But can you see what I'm doing here? It's like, oh, that knocks it off the track. That knocks it. It's like, well, okay. Could I maybe do this? So I haven't completely eliminated this inhibitor, but I did have some power, some imagination, and some creativity to try something. So at least it's not stopped by that. So if you could minimize those inhibitors, that would be awesome. Well, what if you could also discover the kinds of things that promote forward progress for you? And if you could only choose those, wouldn't that be great? You can't. No. Nobody can make the perfect choices all the time. We're humans, and we have the human condition. But do you think that you could improve on the things you do to promote forward? Could you maximize the promoters that are available to you? Well, maybe I just don't even know right now what those promoters are. Maybe I don't recognize them. I'm not sure what those might be. So we can help, discover some of those, and then once discovered, we can maximize those. Are there any questions or comments about any of this? Anything come to mind? Yes, yeah. How does that happen? Why did that happen?
Too much force.
Scientifically, too much force. Too much force can knock you off your path, off your vision, and that might come from an outside source, or it might come from you. So we'll actually talk about that. It's part of the quantum vision.
But that ball keeps on rolling and finds a different path.
Yeah.
So two things can happen. Yes. Once it goes off, it's like, what do I do now? What would you do if you went off the path? You're not off the path, and you want to be on a path. What do?
Get some more conduit.
Make a new path. You're right. Make a new path. Now, is it possible that I could retrieve the ball? It went way off. I'm trying to get back on my track. I got a little help from someone, and now I'm back on my path. So that's one possibility. I go off my path, and it's like, self-correcting. I can get off the path myself. It won't happen this time. It happened a couple times in this demonstration, which is awesome, but I can't control it. Where it rolled off the path, and just because the way I had the path configured, and I was talking to them about, how unfortunate it goes off the path, it went back on the path, farther down. That can happen. It can, it can correct without sometimes any energy or power from you. That comes from somewhere, obviously, but it doesn't have to be necessarily your cognizant choices that do that. So any number of those things can happen. Now, some people just spend their life without this, and so it's like, okay, well, where's this going to take me? Okay, I go over here, oh, and then I go back there, and then I go there, and then I'll bounce here, and then it's like, oh, look, they're just wherever the wind takes them. All kinds of different energies and forces. They're just going on a whim. If that's you, you might be. Some people are okay and comfortable with that and like that. Maybe you're not one of those people. Maybe you're the type of person like, I just need a little more involvement, direct engagement in my path. Some people are quite happy to just continue to build a new path. I'll just make a new path. That goes down. Oh, no worries. I'll make a new path. I love ants, and they're make me go like that. But they're so fascinating. And if I'm like, if you're like me when I was a kid, bad as it was, I just would love to go and mess up the anthill. Now that's a big block. I mean, that's in the improv scene. Somebody builds a sandcastle and somebody else comes along. You just took away, not that it wasn't interesting and, well, I'm trying to make conflict. Well, you did. But you also destroyed everything in the, you destroyed everything in the scene. Now, could we maybe have done that maybe a little later as we had built more stuff? Because now we got nothing. Now we're starting from nothing but potential again and a half amount of sand. So that's what I do to the ants. I'm so sorry, ants, for all the times I kicked over those things. But part of the reason I want to do that is because it's so fascinating to see what they do next. An external force took everything away, and what do? They just go right back to it, and they go and fix it. And then after I go inside, because the rain's coming, and the rain washes it away again. Same day, what do? Out there working again, they do what ants do. That's the beauty of the antdom. They just are constantly moving forward, despite all odds, although they outnumber us, I think, in the world. But each individual one, at least the ones around my house, they're in trouble. And it's just what they do. They're constantly moving forward, sometimes if their tunnel gets destroyed, what do? They just build another one. That path is gone. Path has been destroyed. Path has been changed around. No matter. I'll build this one. Where are they going? What are they doing? They're not going. It's only to survive in their colony. Only to keep going and make more ants. It's like they don't know that they're marauding us. They only do that when we're in their way. They're just there. So it's just a beautiful system, again, in the universe that is a great application for this. It's like, hey, if those ants can do it, so can we. Any other questions or comments? Hopefully today we'll find out, what kind of person you are. Are you a person who has a path, who wants a path? It's like, how do I get a path? And that's what the vision is. That's what the vision of quantum vision is. Anything else?